7. So video 2. Now, I'm hoping you've already watched video 1. So if you haven't, this video is pointless. So video 1 will tell you how to open this file. This video is only going to show you how to take an image off the internet and turn it into an outline, and then how to do some stuff with text, which some of you might want to do. Okay, so right, what we're going to do, we're going to go on the web and onto Google, and whatever image you want, I'm going to search for dinosaurs just because my kid loves dinosaurs, but you need to look for like what I call a cartoon image. So I'm going to do cartoon dinosaur under images. Okay, now what you're looking for is a very simple, bold outline. You don't want anything like this, it just won't work. Too much information. It needs to be a nice, crisp, simple, ideally black outline like this for it to work, right? So, or something like that, a simple shape. So I'm going to get this little cute dinosaur here, and all you're going to do is right click, copy the image, go into 2D design and paste it. You might need to zoom out or in. Remember to manipulate your view around and shrink it and do whatever. Now, this is not ready for use yet. Okay, this is at the moment, as far as the laser cut is concerned, it will ignore this picture. It's just a picture, it's not something it can understand. So we need to convert it, and you do that by going up here, bitmaps, down to vectorize bitmap, click on your picture, and a little wizard will appear. Now you need to choose monochrome because the laser can either cut or not cut, and basically you're going to drag. Don't worry about the image going completely black because we're going to lose all the inside detail anyway, but you want to drag it not too far to the right and not too far to the left. You want to get the nicest kind of crisp outline you can without any, blurriness or whatever. When you're happy with the outline, just click OK. Click OK again. Now, at the moment, the laser cutter would understand that, but it would be a massive waste of time. It would burn away the entire inside of this. Rather than doing it the simple way of cutting around the outside, it would literally go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, burning away every single last bit of wood inside it. So we need to get rid of the black insides. Why we do that, select it with the arrow tool, and go up to here where it says fill, choose no fill, and click apply, and then click OK. Alright, as you can see, that's now turned it into an outline. Now sometimes you'll get little details left behind that you want to get rid of, and it's impossible to select them on their own and delete them. So what you have to do in this case, just click and right click, but with your mouse off to the side, and choose this option. Sometimes you can choose ungroup. If that's grayed out, choose explode and just click continue. Now hopefully you should now be able to select that bit on its own and press delete. Alright, okay, all that's left to do now would be to resize it. So take your design, shrink it down. By the way, if you hold shift while you drag, that's shift on the keyboard, while you drag this corner, it keeps everything in proportion. Okay, adjust it, put it into your design, and then think about, remember I've talked about this before, rotate it so it's the most sensible way. Oh, messed that up. Rotate it so that the metal's pouring into the most sensible and easy to cut off location, right? So that wouldn't be on the tail because then I wouldn't be able to craft the point very well. Instead, I'm going to join my design up to maybe here. Okay. Get the delete part of an object tool, second one along, and then remember snip, 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 and that's how you've turned an outline off the web into an image you want. Okay, final thing I'm going to show you is just how to do text, so I'll get rid of that. Text is over here, so we're doing Glastonbury theme here, so let's pick the letter G. If you highlight it, sorry, I've rushed through that, the text tool is over here, okay, so you click it, click anywhere to type the letter you want, highlight it, go to settings. Sorry, this is very slow, my laptop's doing 100 things at once here. Right, and there's a whole bunch of fonts you can choose. You need to think carefully though, because I'll try and explain why in a minute. So we'll leave it as the normal font. All you need to change here is go to fill and choose no fill. Just make apply and OK. Right, click OK, and you'll see that has drawn you the letter G. Of course, which you could resize, and if you're really boring and that you wanted that to be your design and you've got no imagination whatsoever, then you could turn that into your design. Okay, and we could do the usual of trim. Oh, if it one thing with text, sorry, I should have said, notice when I tried to delete it, look, it got rid of the whole thing. I'll just do Control Z to go back. Text, you have to do a thing to before you can edit it. So once you've got your outline, you right click and choose this option, Make Path. Just click yes. That will turn it from text into lines basically that you can now delete. There we go. So there we go, there's your letter G. Pretty boring. I'd hope you might add things onto it, alright? So like on my design I drew on paper, I drew like a little heart on the end of the G and made that part of the moulding. With other letters, not that you should really be doing your initials, but if I pick, say, the letter R, okay, there we go, do the same thing with it. You've got to think a little bit about what you want. So if I wanted, I've had people in the past that wanted to do this. They wanted like a disc made out of metal with the letter R stamped out of it. Now, you're trying to visualize where metal would flow here. If I did this, sorry, put that in there and then joined it up to my design as we'd expect, metal would come in, it would flow all the way around the R, but there's no way the metal can get past this R and in to fill up the whole of the R. Alright, I hope you can see what I mean. What you would need to do, let's click that, go to Make Path, yes. You would need to carefully join up. So basically if you've got a letter that's got a middle to it, like R or O or P or D or B or Q, I'm sure there's others I've missed, you would need to do this and make some kind of bridge or entranceway for the metal to get through. Okay, so metal could now fill up this whole cavity around it, and it could fill up this bit in the center, and then you'd be left with a hole in the shape of an R. So I hope that made sense to you. If it didn't, run it by your teacher. Okay, so that's the end of video 2. Basically, you guys got to use your skills now, and by the end of the lesson, finish your design for your Glastonbury piece of pewter cast memorabilia that we're making. When you've done it, just please save the file. Make sure you're saving to your documents. So when you go up here, go to Documents or your name. Mine would be winter.robert, yours might be john.smith, whatever, and save it as, you know, Miss John, not John Smith, but your name, Pewter. Okay? Give it your name, because later, next lesson, we're going to send these to the technician and he will laser cut them all out so that we can make your moulds in the workshop. All good, right. That's the end of the video. Get on with it.